Hey guys, it's Carrier. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a good day or night whenever you're watching this video. Today's video is a reading vlog. I'm gonna be reading my most anticipated reads of this year so far, and I'm gonna show you guys the books I am gonna be reading in this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video and find some recommendations or possibly find your new favorite book. I have 4 books. The Up Here I Fear by Tessabili. This is the second book in this series so far. The first one was Fangirl Down, which I read earlier this year in a reading vlog, and I'm super excited. So this is about an hockey player and is au pair, like a nanny, like a living nanny for his child. I love sports romances and single dad. And then we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the second book in this trilogy. It follows Kai and Payden and Kit. I'm super excited to see this story continue and evolve from how we left off in Powerless. Super excited for that. And we have a novel love story by Ashley Poston. This is another one of our books. This book has magical realism to it, and I love this book. It sounds so good so far because the female main character is a reader and she ends up in the town where one of our favorite series was set up. So it was kind of fun seeing that, and obviously she meets like the male main character. You get the idea. But like a novel love story, it literally tells you in the name. So super excited to see that. And the last book is The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Almas. This is book 2 in this series. The Long Game was book 1 and this is book 2. And I started this last night. This is a fake engagement book, I guess, because it says fiancé, so it's not fake dating, fake engagement dating. Super excited. This book follows Josie and Matthew. I'm gonna be picking this one up to read. Hey guys, so I want to give you guys a little update on The Fiancé Dilemma by Elena Almas. I am on chapter 8. I just feel like the reason why I haven't been reading this book as much as I thought like it's because I'm not really enjoying it. For some reason, I'm not connecting with the characters. I guess that's how you say, especially the female character. I don't like her so far. I'm really hoping and praying for character development from her because she really needs to develop a backbone and, you know, just develop to be better. But I'm gonna continue reading today. And I'll try my very best to finish it today. I'm not promising that, but I'm going to try to finish it today. It's like 1 p.m. right now, so I have time, I guess you could say. Anyway, that's my update. I haven't read as much. I've only read like that much, so it's not a lot. I'm enjoying the fake engagement storyline. I don't like the part where they have a PR agent trying to fix things and the way she speaks to Josie, just as a female character. I don't like it. And Josie doesn't do anything about it. She just waits for Matthew, the guy, to defend her, I guess. I want her to be able to defend herself because she's the mayor of the town. What is she doing? She is not doing anything. I went book shopping yesterday. I want to give you guys a quick haul of the books I got yesterday. The first one is a paperback of A Cause for True Love. I already have this in hardcover because I bought the whole trilogy in hardcover, but the paperback is too pretty to not get. I might also get the remaining 2 books in paperback also. I'm thinking about it. Either that or I'm gonna sell this one. So this is the first book I got yesterday. I got this book, Fake Flame by Adele Book. Super excited to read. This is a firefighting book. I love firefighting shows, they're so good. We have How to End a Love Story. I've seen a couple of people read this book on YouTube, so I decided to get it because I want to try it. And we have 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilico. This is book 2. It follows 1,000 Boy Pieces. It follows this one. I bought the special edition, the work special edition of this book, and it's so pretty. I really like it. I'm so excited to read this book. I really enjoyed this one. I'm super excited for this one. And I love the color gradient. And last book I got is Filter Rich Vampire. This is book 3 because I got book 1, 2 and 4 recently, but I couldn't find 3. Now I found book 3. So I'm still reading book 1 and I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. That's not good because I already have all 4 books, but I'm not enjoying the first one. This is the first one. I'm still reading. I have that much left to read. So that's all my book up. I can't remember where I read all these books, but I'm going to put them on the screen because I'm going to check Goodreads while I'm editing and put them on the screen. But right now I don't know where I read it. The first one is The Fiancé Dilemma by Eleanor Armas. I really enjoyed this book. The first 30-40% I was really bored. It was so slow. Like I was telling my friend the whole time, like I think I'm going to DNF this book. I was so close to DNF in this book, but I'm glad I did it because it picked up around like 70%, which is like do I want to read 70% of a book for it to pick up, because this book is over 400 pages, so it's quite long. This book follows Josie and Matthew, and they had to get in a fake engagement because of Josie's father reputation. Matthew is like the nice guy, is like a good rich guy. Love him, it's so cute. But I didn't really like Josie because she was just that character who doesn't do anything. She just takes everything basically. She doesn't stand up for herself. She like waits for Matthew to do that for her, which is like, that's not okay, girl. You need to girl boss right now. She doesn't girl boss, so most of the time she's just like taking everything they say to her. Like she's just like, oh guys, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna fix this. Like I'm gonna fix something that's not my problem. Like it wasn't my problem. She's fixing her father's problem that hasn't been in her life. Her father only came back in her life like a year ago and she's like 20 something, which is crazy. She didn't know about him her whole life, and it's back. I'm like, girl, your image is such a trouble. And now she's like, oh, I'm gonna get in a fake engagement just to help you. Like you don't even know each other, which is so annoying. The other time I was so annoyed, but 70% in, it was good, it was funny, it was, you know, so much more fun by then. I was like laughing because it was good. Honestly, I don't have much to say. Like, do I recommend this book? Yeah, but you're probably gonna like get so mad about it. It's not terrible, it's just really frustrating. I was really waiting for like character development from Josie. She had like a little tiny, like a pinch of salt character development. It wasn't great, it wasn't too much, but it was something. She did something towards the end, I guess you could say. Happier Affair by Tessa Bailey. I didn't really enjoy this book too much. I don't really recommend it to you. I didn't really connect with the characters in this book. It just felt flat for me. It was the same with the first book, Fangirl Down. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I really thought I was gonna like this one so much because he's an hockey player, he's also a single dad, and she's the nanny, and I just love that trope. So good. But like this one wasn't too good. It was like okay, it was just like a meh. There's a little child in here, so like you're gonna get background noises. She's 3, she doesn't understand it. Not to say it was terrible, it's not a terrible book. Some people love it more than I do, and I just didn't like it. It just felt flat for me. Like, I don't know how to explain this book. There isn't much. She became a living nanny at his house, and he's obviously had feelings for her ever since the first time they met in the first book, which is like, well, okay, insta love, but okay. There's also an age gap there which they both felt like conflicted about, but also like, can you guys like sit down and have a freaking conversation, like just talk to each other about what's going on? And they basically change each other's life for the better and help each other like get through tough things. It was an okay read. Would I read it again? No. Do I recommend it to you? Maybe. It's a maybe. This is like a maybe for me. So just go on Goodreads. There's so many reviews out there that would probably convince you to read the books, but this is just like my opinion. You might read this book and be like, wow, that's a 6-star read for me, which is good for you, like that's great, but for me it just wasn't anything special. Like I know so many other books with like trope that I love more. I'm pretty sure I gave it like 3 stars or 3.5, which is really good rating out of 5. Like 3.5 out of 5 is really good. Okay, it's above average, which is good. Like yeah, I can barely open this without cracking the spine. I don't like to crack the spine on my books. If the spine cracks while I'm reading, that's fine, but I'm not gonna crack the spine on my book, I'm sorry. Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I have 2 copies of this book. I have the Waterstone edition with the red sprayed edge, and I also have the Works one with the arrow. Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is one of my most anticipated read of this year. Super excited to read this book. Literally so excited for this book. You have no idea how excited I am for this book. Why the arrow is red. It's the arrow the resistance used. They marked their arrowhead red, so I think that's kind of what this symbolizes. I don't know, I'm guessing because this is pure red, but like she says in the book, those are the resistance arrows, the one you mark with the red arrowheads. Reckless, and I just want to review it real quick. I kind of have mixed review about this book. My rating is between 3.75 stars because this book just felt stale and boring. I know Lauren said on a story like this is like the calm one before all the craziness in the next book. I think the next book is called Fearless. It comes out next year. Nothing crazy happening in this book, so yeah, it was calm and boring, and it's just Peyton and Kai basically just travel throughout the book pretending. It gets good in like the last 10. It was like, whoa, okay, take a step back, crazy. The ending, obviously we left like on a cliffhanger. If Kai and Peyton are not endgame, I'm gonna cry. If Kai and Peyton are not endgame, honestly I don't have too much to say about this book because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that wants to read it, but it's really good. I love how Kai and Peyton, you know, kind of like tell each other stuff. They found out like things, secrets, and they discover like new stuff. Kept each other company and kind of talked to each other because there was usually no one else around. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but the thing is, it also took me quite a while to read it. It took me like a week. I started reading it when it came out, and I didn't pick it up until like a week later because I just felt like it was just very repetitive because it was the same thing happening over and over again. It's just them going from one city to the other and trying to like avoid getting caught. My ratings 3.75 star to 4 stars. If you want to read it, obviously go for it. If you read Powerless, then you definitely have to read this because it just makes sense. You can't go to the next book after this one without reading this one. I still prefer Powerless to Reckless because Powerless is just so much better, but some part of Reckless I really enjoyed. Some chapters were just like extraordinarily good. I really enjoyed those chapters so much. I really hope Lauren comes back to the UK and does another book signing because that would be so cool. Big crazy about peas and carrots, and they just said to her, peas don't pick carrots, don't worry about it. And she's like, why am I the peas? And he goes, because I hate peas. And she's like, oh well then, good thing I hate carrots. He's like, carrots are delicious. And she's like, no, they're gross. And then he said, so are peas. I love the banter. The banter is so good Friday, you guys. I need to read the Dead Romantics. I have the Dead Romantics on my TBR for this month. It's September. I love 4 so much. If you have any 4 book recommendations, put them down below please. I do have some on my TBR, like the Dead Romantics. I feel like it's very fall. And I have a bunch of fantasy books because fall is when I read fantasy books. I feel like I should read you my review of a novel love story that I wrote on Goodreads because I wrote like a full-length review. I feel like that just perfectly summarized anything I could say about this book, and I hope this really convinces you to read the book because I really do enjoy this book. It's so good. Oh my god. I give it 4 stars, which is good. I have a full-length review here. I'm just gonna give you the key points. One of my favorite quotes from this book is, long distance I could travel, language barriers I could learn, but fictional. This book was basically like a love letter to readers. It was more of a love tale between the heroine and fictional characters books and reader romances than it was a true love story between the 2 main characters, which isn't to say it wasn't a love story between the main character. It is, but it's mostly about the girl, and I love her books, which feel like it's all of us. We love reading. It was about how the protagonist spent a significant portion of her life being obsessed with the series, and those people, her unfathomable attachment to those characters whom she adored was overwhelming. Our discussion on romances, novels, lavish displays, literary device, and book boyfriends was fascinating to read about. It was so relevant and very touching, as comfortable as conversing with someone who truly gets you. I really enjoyed this story because it was enchanting. I was warm and comforted by it. When everything about your life is bad, you're hurting from being dumped a week before your wedding, you're stuck at the job you hate, and you see everyone else in your life moving on and finding happiness while you're stuck in your awful lonely life, don't you wish you could just up on a plane and fly to a small made-up town like the one your favorite romance author wrote about? That is what Elaine accomplished, but not on purpose. Our plans fail when she takes a wrong turn and ends up in another small town, breaking her car by applying too much brake pressure to avoid eating the gorgeous man who appears in the middle of the road. She decided to drive for 18 hours to reach a cabin in the woods to drown her sorrows after every book club friend abandoned her for a reunion, including her best friend who chose to fly to Iceland with her boyfriend for a possible wedding proposal. Instead, she ends up in Eloraton. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's like the town where favorite book series was set in. Before Elsie unintentionally crosses paths with this imaginary Ahmed and causes a rift in their universe, nothing changes. With the death of Rachel Flowers 2 years ago, she finds herself in the middle of a romance manuscript her favorite author never got to finish. Is it possible that she's present because she needs to ensure that the other characters live happily ever after? The only person who recognized this with is the grumpy bookshop owner, Anders. It was the one she was gonna eat at the start, like with the car, and then she like swerved and broke her car. And he doesn't like how Elsie, Elaine is Elsie. She's just coming to the town and kind of like, you know, got involved with like the people in the town because people like her, and he doesn't like that because it was like, oh, I was here first, like I grew up in this town, like you just came into town and everyone loves you already. Elsie acknowledges that her feelings for this man who rejected his own happily ever after are nuanced. You have to read the book to understand that part, the part where Andy's already had his own happily ever after but then rejected it. You gotta read it to understand. Could a positive outlook help him overcome his grumpiness, save him and save herself? Could it be that assisting the Eleutherathon people could also aid in her discovering her own root, the place she used to call home? I admire Elsie's examination of her home value, her acceptance of the decision she's made, her growth, and of course her endearing slow burning love tale. If you think of it as a whole genre, this novel is similar to a realistic fairy tale. It was fantastic. I just read you guys my whole review. Go read it. It's so good. I really enjoyed this book. I think most people love this book. It's so cute. I love Ashley Postman's book. I've only read 2 of her books. I read this one and The 7-Year Slave, and I really enjoyed it because the book has magical realism, which is so good and so fun because most romance books are just like romance books, but it's always like romance with like magic on the side, which is so cool. Basically, Elaine, she's the main character. She has like a favorite series that she reads and loved the author so much, and she was like on a road trip going to like the cabin for the weekend or something like that, driving, and then she gets stuck in a town that looks exactly like a favorite book series, which is like, whoa, that's mind-blowing. But the thing is, the people in that town do not know they're basically like in a book, but she knows. She's like, oh my gosh, you guys are literally characters from this book, and like you guys live in this town, but like she can't tell them that because they're not gonna believe her because that is their real life. And she met the guy, he's a bookshop owner. He and Eileen are the only one who knows they're like not in a real place because it's real but it's not real. Magical realism. He's a bookshop owner, she's a reader. You see what I'm going with that? Like, it's just the cutest thing. I recommend this book to everyone who want to read it. Please pick this book up. Last book I'm going to be reading in this video is Play Along by Liz Stamford. I don't have a physical copy of it yet because I'm waiting for the works to have it in stock because I don't want to pay £10 for a copy on Amazon when I could probably get it for £5 in the works. Save money. So I got it on Kindle. I'm gonna give you guys the review and my ratings for Play Along. Play Along is book 4 in the Wind City series. This book follows Isaiah and Kennedy. Isaiah is Kai's brother. Kai is from book 3. I fell in love with this marriage of convenience sports romance with all of its tension, banter, forced proximity, the emotions it took me through that I wasn't expecting, and the mental health representation in this book was written so freaking well. Kennedy, the female main character, is the only girl on the Windy City Warriors staff, and she's trying to keep things professional until she lands a dream job. This is put at risk when she has a run-in with the team's shortstop, Isaiah, and they drunkenly got married in Vegas, so it's like a fake marriage. One of my favorite quotes is, just think of this as one big game. Come on, wife, play along. I love when the name of the book is used in the book. It's so good. They decided to stay married for one baseball season and pretend it was all planned, that they eloped to Las Vegas to save her job until she leaves. The only problem is that Isaiah has been crushing on her for 3 years. Like, ever since the first day he met her, he's had a crush, and he wants to prove to her that he is worth it and he can be a good person, you know, like husband material. Because she's like, oh, he's just a playboy, you know, that's nothing, but like that's not who he is. It's just what people want to see. Kennedy K, I love her. She's so strong. She went through so much. She's so strong. She wasn't given the love she deserved as a child. She's uncomfortable with love and affection as a result, and has never been truly loved. She doesn't feel like she deserves to be loved. She's a perfectionist at everything she does, but it's not her fault. She has to be working it. But because she works in a male-dominated field, she doesn't get what she deserves because they're like, oh, she's a female, you know, they look down on her, but she's like well qualified for this stuff. She just doesn't get the credit. Isaiah helped her with her overthinking because she like thinks a lot and she gets into her own head about stuff, and taught her to do what makes her feel good. I love watching her grow and slowly lower her walls and let herself love and be loved. This is a quote from the book. I have never been so comfortable, never been so drawn to someone the way I am to him. I have never wanted to touch someone the way I touch him. Never wanted someone to touch me the way he so naturally does. Never wanted to be around someone the way I feel pulled into his orbit. On the outside, it seems like he's cocky, a playboy, and always the life of a party. Beneath all of that is sweet, caring, and a hopeless romantic, and deals with deeper issues on his own, not wanting to burden anyone with them. He's been obsessed with Kennedy for 3 years, like we said, and is protective over her. is the perfect example of Eve falls first and also falls harder. Isaiah suffers from anxiety from a tragedy that happened when he was 14 and doesn't let anyone see the side of him. Kennedy is one of the few to see the side and help him by supporting him and letting him know that it's okay to be vulnerable and that it's okay to not be okay. I love watching him unravel and realize that he can be this way around his family and friends as well and doesn't have to always appear to be happy. That he can show his true feeling of guilt, hurt, and being vulnerable. Another quote. This quote is from Isaiah. I'm tired of people I care about not sticking around. I play it safe, hoping if I'm good enough of a laugh, if they have a good time around me, they'll stay. It never works. That's so sad. Kennedy and Isaiah are the definition of fate, just as it believes that's how they came to be. I honestly thought this was going to be instant love given his obsession, but it's so much more than that. Their relationship was built over time. It wasn't just like they were like bam, you know? It was built. Because obviously the girl doesn't trust and love, so it was like a gradual thing, which I really love seeing. The relationship is built on taking their time exploring and getting to know each other on a deeper level, patience, respecting each other's struggle, communication, and the list just goes on. They built a strong foundation of love and adoration for one another. Their chemistry was so palpable that it was felt with everything in me. They supported each other and helped one another grow while working on themselves, giving the other space when needed to work through their own issues. Everything about their love felt so real and raw to me and had me giggling and kicking my feet from just their banter and tension, as well as sobbing in their tender and vulnerable moments. It's easy to say that Isaiah and Kennedy have made their way into my heart, making a permanent spot and being my second favorite couple in the series. My favorite is definitely still Ryan and Indy. My favorite couple is still a couple from The Right Move. I just love Ryan so much. Ryan Shay, the man you are, like, it's the standard, okay? Also, another thing I really loved about this book is the fan family aspect. All the teammates coming together. I just love the fan family aspect and the love and the support. Loki wished the book was longer. Like, I'd read 200 more pages of them. Even though it's pretty long, I still wanted more of them. My favorite quote and moment from this book. So, Uhishi, on this day where everything feels like a sign, I don't hesitate when I say, my future wife. If we do this, I'm basically using you. Sounds terrible. Please, Kennedy, use me all you want. Well, I can't say the same about you. Average, I mean. The way you look in that dress, I shake my head in disbelief. You look like you're going to say something a little bit evil, break my heart, and I'll end up thanking you for it. Is it the way Isaiah was like, down bad, very demure, very mindful, very cutesy, very in love? Excuse me, I stand from my seat. Watch your fucking words when you're speaking to my wife. My wife. Eyes up here, wifey. I am a Dr. Rhodes, aced anatomy. In fact, I know where your eyes are. Look at that. I just don't care right now. Turn off your brain and do what feels good. It's all just a game, right? You and me, it's all a game. So play along. I remember every single thing about you, Kenny. In case you haven't figured it out already, you're my favorite subject to study. I like when you smile, Ken. Me too. Just for clarification, I think you're stunning all of the time, but Abby looks real fucking good on you. There are a lot of things I learned in our time together, but the biggest lesson my husband taught me is what it feels like to be loved for the first time in my life. I will never be able to thank him enough for being unwavering in his feelings for me, but I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure it feels as safe and secure with me as he's made me feel with him. This book is so freaking good. That's all the books I read in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it, share, subscribe, and turn on post notification. And I hope I've convinced you guys to read some of these books. If you've read any of this book, comment down below your opinions and thoughts on it, or like your ratings, whatever. If you read this book, just comment down below what you think about them, and you know, let's share our thoughts in the comment section. And comment down below what other type of reading vlogs you'd like to see. I have some ideas. I just need to like buckle up and actually prepare the videos, but I do have some ideas, guys. Anyway, that's all for this video. I'm gonna catch you all in my next one.